when you go in for a job and you're gagging for a cup of tea,
Oh.
and you don't want to ask, you never want to ask because you want to be impolite.
Yeah.
And then they never ask, they never come and tell you, but they'll come and stand and talk to you while they've just made a cup of tea.
Oh, yeah.
And they'll go, oh, all right, boys, how's it going? Oh, yeah, oh, Nick, good day, oh, and one of them, innit?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, I'd love a cup of tea. Why don't you offer me one? And it never gets to that. That fries my brain, that does. Nothing worse. You know, you can always say no to a cup of tea, you know. Not that you would, because obviously if you say no, you might not be asked again. But it's nothing worse. You know, we've had many a day where we've been together and you're absolutely sweltering and just gasping for a drink.
Well, I went on a job with my mate, and it was really hot weather. It must have been 2 or 3 weeks of really hot weather. This is obviously a few years ago, and I'm not certainly going to mention who it was, but we was there, and we had to work up in the loft of this building. We was raising the roof and trying to straighten the roof up, and was gasping for a bloody drink. And the customer was there all the time, you know, not watching us like your customers were, but there all the time, coming up and having a quick look and disappearing. And we worked there for 3 weeks. But we never had a cup of tea once. And we come out of that loft. We was dripping when we come out. It was that hot, you know, and it was just terrible. You can't, you know, just like you, for instance, you know, on your job, you go to places, and you don't expect people to give you drinks and that, you know, but it's just polite to say, would you like a cup of tea or coffee? And before you, you know, or something, you know.
Yeah.
And
sure, it's a case of if you look after the person working in your house.
But we never had a drink all the time we was there.
Yeah.
We was never offered one. And you don't like to sort of go into their kitchen and start helping yourself.
No.
It looks bad.
No, it's bad.
That's bad. So you don't do that. No. You know. And of course you could argue, well, I suppose some people would say, oh well, if you take your own tea making facilities or whatever, then you know. But I mean, that's not the point. The point is, it's just polite to be offered, isn't it?
Yeah,
it is. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's always nice, and I think many tradesmen will be of the same opinion. Really, that even if they don't want it, it's it should be the golden rule. Really, for any client that comes into a tradesman comes into their house, it should be hello, Mr. Jones, how are you? Hello, Bob. Can I have a cup of tea? You want a cup of tea? Oh, thank you very much. You know, it's just politeness. Well,
it just breaks the ice a little bit between the, you know, because you've got to have a good relationship between the customer and yourself. Otherwise, you know. But if you think they're miserable buggers, if you don't get a cup of tea, you know, it ain't quite the same.
Well, the thing is, if you keep the tradesman happy, he's going to do the work for you, isn't he?
Yeah.
You know, if he's at the end of the day. But I remember we've been on one job before now, and we were in the same position where we were gasping for a cup of tea, and the lady politely said, "Oh, I'll do your cup, you know, make your cup of tea." And we were both like, "Oh, thank God for that." We were like that. And it was bloody that horrible flipping flavoured like ginger tea, wasn't it? Something like that. And we were both sort of sat there. We were so grateful for this cup of tea. You know, it was like gold, and you know, it was at the position where anything would have done.
Yeah.
And we both went. Oh, thank you. That was a lovely cup of tea. I'm so happy you liked it.
Yeah, it was. Mine did go in the
you know, and and it did. Yeah, mine did as well. They went in the plant pot. You know, so But it was all right. It was all right, to be fair, stuff like that.